Do this. So we're going to do some examples here, solving compound inequalities. We have a mix of ors and type situations. We're going to start with the ors, it looks like here as I skim these problems. So let's go, I'm just looking for a tough one. Boy, none of these are tough on you guys, is it? Oh boy, oh no. I'm going to skip down to number 15, sure, why not? So now this is actually kind of tough to like CC. I'm not sure I like whatever. So here's one inequality we have to solve. That's going to give us maybe our hot or cold extreme. And then this will be our second part of the solution. That gives us the other extreme. So there's two different equations or inequalities, to solve here. So on this inequality, x is on the left. So to get x by itself, we have to add 6 to undo this negative 6 right here. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So again, I was trying to get x by itself, so I wanted to get rid of what was being done to it, which happened here. So I have x. Now, wait a minute, what is negative 6 plus 6? It's nothing, which is why I crossed this off. But I need something on the other side of the inequality, so nothing is the number 0. Drop down your inequality. Boom, let's try the other one. Here's x. It's on the left side of this inequality. So we need to divide, it's being multiplied by negative 9, so I need to divide by negative 9. Ooh, but what's the deal here? We get x, we get negative 5. We need to switch the direction of the inequality. So now make your number line. Put the smaller number on the left, put the bigger number on the right. X is greater than or equal to 0. So close dot at 0, and what direction are the numbers bigger than 0? Boom, right there. Less than or equal to negative 5, open dot, have to go that way. Ooh, my arrows are kind of messy, but that's the idea. Over here, we would, let's see here, let me highlight the two inequalities, and if you find that helpful, please do that, or if you want to like put a light circle or box around the separate inequality that you're solving, do that. So here we go. X is being divided by 10, so we need to multiply by 10. So we get x is less than or equal to negative 10. Now I multiplied by a positive 10. So it's only when I multiply or divide by a negative that I need to flip the direction. So I'm not flipping the direction of the inequality. Over here we need to add 1. So x is greater than or equal to 7. So smallest number goes on the left, that's negative 10. Bigger number goes on the right, that's 7. X is less than or equal to negative 10. So close dot, and then the numbers that are less than negative 10 are to the left. X is greater than or equal to 7, close dot, squiggle to the right. Okay, let's try some ands. Boom. These are some mores. You know what? These get kind of fun over... Nah, these are just two-steppers. You guys are fine with those. Let's go here. So here, actually I'm going to skip down to the tougher one. So if you're struggling maybe with 21 or 22, I'll let you try that in a second. But I'm going to do number 24 because it's very similar. I take that back. I'll just go here. So here x is being divided by 4. X is multiplied by 4, so we're going to divide by 4. So we get x is greater than negative 10. I'll write that better. Was that better? I don't know. Here x is being multiplied by 6. So we get x is less than 3. So we have two separate parts to my solution here. Negative 10 goes on the left, 3 goes on the right. X is greater than negative 10. Open dot, squiggle. So these are the ways that numbers are greater than 10. And x has to be less than 3. So open dot this way. So wait a minute, I thought when we had two separate inequalities, they would go the opposite way. Well, no, if you, in the past, that's what happened. That was what was happening. But in the past, if you take a look at your notes and the examples where that was happening, the word in the middle here was or. The temperature has to be this cold or this hot to give you two extremes. That's an or statement, an or compound inequality. Here, this is an and. To be comfortable in my house, I want the temperature between 65 and 75. Same situation here. Divide by -4, divide by -4. Do we flip the direction? Yes, because we were dividing by a negative. So there we go. Over here, we're going to get, I almost didn't show my work, but I really kind of like doing that. So there we go. And again, we either should get when you're doing your math homework, you should either get making the ors or you should be making the sandwich. Remember, this makes a sandwich, our solution's sandwiched between two numbers, sandwich. And I'm thinking sandwich here too. Let's make sure my math shows that. So -8 goes on the left because that's smaller than 4. The bigger number goes on the right. K is greater than or equal to -8. So close dot at -8. Numbers that are bigger or greater than -8 are to the right. K is less than 4, so open dot at 4. Numbers that are less than 4 go to the left. And then we stop when we get to the other shading or the other dot because we can't violate the other rule that the numbers need to be greater than -8. Boom. And then, so that's the first time I showed you the two different inequalities with the word and in between. What we were seeing on our examples was something like this. It takes away solving two separate inequalities and you do them kind of both put together. But what's for some a little confusing about it is what you do to one side, you do the other side, but you have like three sides here. So I need to divide by -8. Yes, we'll have to flip the direction of the inequalities then. So we get, on the left, we get -8. On the right, we get 10. In the middle, we get x. And now we flip our directions so they're going this way. Put your smallest number on the left, bigger number on the right. Did I say smaller and bigger? Hopefully, because there's only two, so we're just using ers. Anywho, close dot. X is greater than or equal to -8, so we're going this way. X is less than or equal to 10, so close dot, where our number is less than 10, that way. Makes a sandwich, or I like to think of it as like a barbell too, so you're like, pumping some iron, yeah, that's a big muscle. Oh. Okay. Do we want to do one more? Yeah, why not? This is so much fun. Boom. And so these typically make sandwiches when you have both equations sandwiched together. Bunch. This part gets confusing. Whenever I see subtraction, that's 2 minus 10n. I like to add the opposite. So what's being done to n? It's being multiplied by 10, but it's a -10. What else is being done to n? We are plussing. That's a plus sign now. We are adding 2. So I'm going to subtract 2 first. Undo addition and subtraction first. So we get -100, -10n, -20. We took away 2. We didn't do any multiplying or dividing with that negative. That's not the operation we were doing. So we just bring down the inequalities as they were, no flipping. But now we divide by -10. Oh no, we're dividing by a negative, so we need to flip the direction of our inequality. So we get 10 n 2. Switch directions, boom. Smaller number goes on the left. 2 goes on the left, 10 goes on the right. Open dot at 2. Because the symbol in between the n, our solution set, and 2 does not have an equal sign underneath it. And same thing over here. N is less than 10. Not equal to, less than. So, n is less than 10, that shades that way. N is greater than 2, that shades that way. Boom.